with your thumb and your pointer, and I have my pointer finger right here on the 5th fret harmonic, and my ring finger on the 7th, and it should produce the same harmonic sound. Then bum, bum, you're just moving it up a string. Then you're going to go to fretted 2nd fret. Then you're going to put your pinky up on the 4th fret to add that little note. So, all put together, it should sound something like this. Then, for the last part of this section, you're going to bar your ring finger across the A and the D strings, and your pointer finger is just going to sit on the G string on the 7th fret, and then your ring finger on the 9th. So you're going to pluck them all at the same time. And then you're just going to go 9th fret on the E, 7th fret on the E. And that's the end of that section. So for this next section, we're going to be sticking pretty much just in this little 7th to 9th fret little box here on all the strings. So we're going to start with our ring finger on the 9th fret on the G, and then just drop down a string. Then to the 7th on the A, then up to the 7th on the D. So then we're going to take both of them and do 7th on the G and 9th on the D. And just go down with there on the 9th on the A. Then you're going to go to the 7th on the E. And then it's going to jump into 16th notes. So this is how it sounded before. Now here's the next part. And you're going to repeat that twice. Alright, so after that little we're going to go with our pinky on the 8th fret, and so this is going to be a little pattern that's just going to go down and then back up from the 8th to the 7th to the 6th to the 7th to the 8th. So you're going to take, what I do is my pointer and my ring finger and my pinky. My pinky is on the bass note that's always fretted, at least for the 8th. Then my pointer and my ring finger are doing the same harmonic, and if you tune your bass using harmonics, you'll know that's the 7th and the 9th, the 5th and the 7th are all the same notes if you've got the 5th on the lower string and then the 7th on the higher string. Anyway, so you could just do one note, but don't. The real way is with these two notes. So you're going to go bum, 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 moving it down a string, just this little shape down a string. And this will work on your how flexible your fingers are. But the pattern is going to take it down, and this is where I switch from my pinky on the bass note to my ring finger, and I use my pinky and my pointer finger to do the same thing. Then I switch to my middle finger on the B flat, but doing the same thing up top. Then go back to my ring finger. And then the next part's a bit different. Alright, so now that you've got that little shape down, let's change it up a bit. So we just headed back from the 8th to the 7th to the 6th to the 7th. Now we're back on the 8th, but instead of going, we're going to switch our ring and our pointer finger like that. So now, instead of so, and then after we do that, we are going to go back to normal. So let's try that out. And I should have remarked on first that my thumb, if you couldn't already see, is playing the bass notes while my pointer and middle finger are playing the harmonics. Anyway, so then when we go down to the 7th, it's also different. The way that's easy is this is a very difficult one to get right, especially if you're playing it live, is to put your pointer finger on the 7th, and then you're going to put your middle finger on the 7th harmonic, and your pinky on the 9th harmonic on the D strings. And then you're going to switch the 7th to your middle finger and do the normal one. And then go back, the 6th is the same. Then, after that, you've got all that done. You're going to go up to the E flat, do that same shape, and then switch it up. Hit it one more time, then go up to the 4th on the D, and then the 4th on the G. And that's probably one of the most complicated sections. So the next section's not quite as hard, but it's still fairly difficult. It's just a little bit more symmetrical, so you could say. So you go 0, 3, 4 on the E string. Put your middle and pinky in the same shape as before, and then move them both down a fret. Then go down to the G. And then your pinky and your ring finger are going to be at a diagonal this way again. And then just move it down a string. Then switch to your middle and your ring finger in the same diagonal, but on the 4th fret this time. And then repeat. That's the end of that section. This next little tidbit is probably one of my favorite parts of the song, just because of how cool it sounds. So you just got out of this little section. Now we go 0, 3 on the A string. Remember this little shape from before? So that might take a little bit of time getting used to that timing. It's the same shape, just a string down as from the beginning of the song. But then this one is the same shape, but it's down on the first fret. So then you're going to play open A, and then you're going to fret the first, which is always kind of difficult. It's a little hard to press down. And then the same shape. That one's very hard to get to sound really well, but once you do get it to consistently sound well, that's probably one of the coolest parts of the song. So you have officially gotten out of the probably hardest parts of the song, and now you're back into the ending, which is very similar to the beginning. In fact, it's almost an exact copy without the intro little lick. So we just went. So now we're just going to go into the. Same as before. All still the same as before. Except now, you're going to hold this for a while. Then, open E. You're going to bar your pointer finger across the 9th fret, all the way, all of those strings, and you're going to go. Stretch your pinky up to the 13th, which might be a bit of a stretch, but don't press down on the strings. This is another harp harmonic. That one's very hard to get to sound very well also. Well, that's it for this bass tutorial lesson on Jaco Pastorius' Portrait of Tracy. It is a very difficult song, but I hope you learned something. Even if you weren't able to learn the whole song, I hope you learned something maybe about harmonics, about Jaco himself, or just really anything. How the bass mechanics work. I had a really fun time making this video, and hopefully I'll be able to make some more on other songs soon. So until then, bye-bye.